Eglin Air Force Base is a United States Air Force base located approximately 3 miles southwest of Valparaiso, Florida in Okaloosa County. The host unit at Eglin is the 96th Test Wing. The 96th Air Watts is the Test and Evaluation Center for Air Force Air-Delivered Weapons, Navigation and Guidance Systems, Command and Control Systems, and Air Force Special Operations Command Systems. Eglin AFB was established in 1935 as the Valparaiso Bombing and Gunnery Base. It is named in honor of Lieutenant Colonel Frederick I. Eglin, who was killed in a crash of his Northrop A-17 pursuit aircraft on a flight from Langley to Maxwell Field, Alabama. Overview. Eglin is an Air Force Materiel Command base serving as the focal point for all Air Force armaments. Eglin is responsible for the development, acquisition, testing, deployment and sustainment of all air-delivered non-nuclear weapons. The base plans, directs and conducts test and evaluation of U.S. and Allied air armament, navigation and guidance systems, and command and control systems. Severe weather testing of aircraft and other equipment is carried out here at the McKinley Climatic Laboratory. The residential portion of the base is a census-designated place. Its population was 8,082 at the 2000 census. Eglin Air Force Base has 2,359 military family housing units. Unmarried junior enlisted members generally live in one of Eglin's 7 dormitories located near the dining hall, chapel, base gym, enlisted club and bus lines on base. Each individual unit generally handles dormitory assignments. Bachelor officer quarters are not available. Several units and 1 dormitory are currently being renovated in 2011. The base covers 463,128 acres. Scheduled airline service. Eglin is also one of the few military air bases in the U.S. to have scheduled passenger airline service, as the Destin-Fort Walton Beach Airport is co-located on the base property. Major units. 96th Test Wing. The 96th Air Watts is the Test and Evaluation Wing for Air Force Air-Delivered Weapons, Navigation and Guidance Systems, Command and Control Systems, and Air Force Special Operations Command Systems. The Eglin Gulf Test Range provides approximately 130,000 square miles of over-water airspace. The 96th Air Watts supports other tenant units on the installation with traditional military services as well as all the services of a small city, to include civil engineering, personnel, logistics, communications, computer, medical, security. The 96th Air Watts reports to the Air Force Test Center at Edwards AFB. 33D Fighter Wing. The 33D FW Nomads is the largest tenant unit at Eglin. The 33 FW is a joint graduate flying and maintenance training wing for the F-35 Lightning II, organized under Air Education and Training Command's 19th Air Force. First established as the 33D Pursuit Group, the wing's contribution to tactical air power during its 50-year history has been significant, with participation in campaigns around the world, while flying various fighter aircraft. Reactivated at Eglin on 1 April 1965 with F-4C Phantom IIs, the wing operated successively F-4D and E models into the 1970s before transitioning to the F-15 Eagle. As of 1 October 2009, the 33D FW transitioned to a training wing for the new F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. The final F-15S assigned to the 33D departed the base in September 2009. as the first of its kind in the Department of Defense. The Joint Wing is responsible for F-35 JSF pilot and maintainer training for the Air Force, Marine Corps and the Navy. The first of 59 F-35s arrived from Fort Worth, Texas on 14 July 2011. 58th Fighter Squadron. The 58th FS Mighty Gorillas are authorized to operate 24 assigned F-35A aircraft, planning and executing a training curriculum in support of Air Force and international partner pilot training requirements. The F-35A is a conventional takeoff and landing low observable multi-role fighter aircraft, designed with fifth-generation sensors and weapons, and is able to perform air superiority, air interdiction and close air support missions. The F-35A made its first flight on 15 December 2006. VFA 101. The VFA 101 Grim Reapers are authorized to operate 15 assigned F-35C aircraft, planning and executing a training curriculum in support of Navy aviator training requirements. The F-35C is a carrier-capable, low-observable multi-role fighter aircraft, designed to provide unmatched airborne power projection from the sea. The F-35C bears structural modifications from the other variants necessitated by the increased resiliency required for carrier operations. 53D Wing. The 53WG is headquartered at Eglin and serves as the Air Force's focal point for operational test and evaluation of armament and avionics, aircrew training devices, chemical defense, aerial reconnaissance improvements, electronic warfare systems, and is responsible for the QF-4 Phantom II full-scale aerial target program and subscale drone programs. The wing tests every fighter, bomber, unmanned aerial vehicle, and associated weapons system in the Air Force inventory. The wing reports at the USAF Air Warfare Center at Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada, a direct reporting unit to Headquarters, Air Combat Command. 49th Test and Evaluation Squadron attached to the 53D Wing but located at Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. The squadron plans, executes and reports ACC's weapons system evaluation programs for bombers and nuclear-capable fighters. These evaluations include operational effectiveness and suitability, command and control, performance of aircraft hardware and software systems, employment tactics, and accuracy and reliability of associated precision weapons. These weapons include air-launched cruise missiles, standoff missiles, and gravity bombs. Results and conclusions support acquisition decisions and development of war plans. The unit also performs operational testing on new systems and tactics development for the B-52 Armament Directorate. The Armament Directorate, located at Eglin Air Force Base, FLA, is responsible for cradle-to-grave management of air and ground dominance weapon system programs, equipping warfighters with strike weapons to fight and win decisively. Led by the Air Force Program Executive Officer for Weapons, the Directorate concurrently reports to the Secretary of the Air Force for Acquisition, Washington, D.C. in the Air Force Life Cycle Management Center, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. Air Force Research Laboratory Munitions Directorate AFRL, RW develops, demonstrates, and transitions science and technology for air-launched munitions for defeating ground-fixed, mobile, relocatable, air and space targets to assure preeminence of Air and Space Forces. The Directorate conducts basic research, exploratory development, and advanced development and demonstrations. It also participates in programs focused on technology transfer, dual-use technology, and small business development. The Directorate is dedicated to providing the Air Force with a strong revolutionary and evolutionary technology base upon which future air-delivered munitions can be developed to neutralize potential threats to the United States. 7th Special Forces Group. In 2011, the United States Army's 7th Special Forces Group relocated to a newly constructed cantonment on the Eglin Air Force Base reservation from Fort Bragg, as part of the 2005 base realignment and closure. Around realigning Fort Bragg, it is tasked with conducting special operations in Latin America. Tenant units. Tenant units at an Air Force installation are units which have a mission that is significantly different than that of the host unit, and rely heavily upon the host unit for day-to-day operations. 6th Ranger Training Battalion, Eglin AFB Auxiliary Field No. 6 is the site of Camp James E. Ryder and the home of the U.S. Army's 6th Ranger Training Battalion. The 6th RTB conducts the final phase of the U.S. Army Ranger course. The entire course is 61 days long and is divided into 3 phases. Each phase is conducted at different geographical and environmental locations. Its mission at Eglin is to expose Ranger students to a fast-paced field training exercise during an 18-day cycle at Eglin. 20th Space Control Squadron. The mission of the 20 SCS is to detect, track, identify, and report near-Earth and deep space objects in Earth's orbit, and provide space object identification data in support of United States Strategic Command's Space Control Mission. A unit of the Air Force Space Command. The men and women of the 20th SCS operate and maintain the AN FPS-85 radar, the Air Force's only phased array radar dedicated to tracking Earth-orbiting objects. 323 Test Squadron. Royal Netherlands Air Force Operational Test and Evaluation Squadron operates 2 F-35A 486th Flight Test Squadron. This unit, which is apparently not a test squadron at all, operates Boeing C-32Bs in discrete missions for the United States Department of State's Foreign Emergency Support Team. 919th Special Operations Wing. The 919 SO, located about 5 miles south of Crestview and 20 miles from Eglin, Maine at Eglin AFB Auxiliary Field No. 3 is the only Special Operations Wing in the Air Force Reserve Command. In wartime or a contingency, the 919 SO reports to Air Force Special Operations Command at Albert Field, Florida. It's gaining major command. The Air Force Operational Test and Evaluation Center stood up Detachment 2 at Eglin to meet the growing demand to provide realistic operational testing for new and modified weapon systems. Since then, Detachment 2 has partnered with the warfighter and the developmental test community to provide the most thorough and rigorous operational TED programs found anywhere in the world. Joint Deployable Analysis Team. Directorate of the Joint Staff, JDAT, conducts field analysis of C2 information systems and procedures, producing decision quality data to improve joint C2 integration and interoperability. Naval School of Explosive Ordnance Disposal. The Naval School of Explosive Ordnance Disposal is a Navy-managed command, jointly staffed by Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps personnel.